Vinny, all my love from South Philly. Mwah. Peace out, pal.
Vinny from South Philly.
You're watching Vinny from South Philly.
All right, welcome back to part 2 of our discussion with my main filmmaker out there in Los Angeles, my man Dominique Milano. Dominique, welcome back to the show. How you been, my friend?
Che piacere, bisogna parlare italiano adesso, non più inglese.
Il piacere è mio. Benvenuti, ben ritornato.
Anyway.
So, for those of you who don't understand Italian, you better go learn because we're not going to say it in English.
I just say that I was such a nice talking to you again. It was so much fun last time we had this first part done. I'm actually not in LA right now. I'm in Tennessee. My son plays football for Tennessee Tech, and I'm here in his dorm right here. He went to classes, and hey, instead of buying my own hotel, I told my son, hey, I saved some money in the hotel. I can crash in your apartment. He said, yeah, sure, Dad, you can stay.
A good
Hey,
filmmaker
man,
stays under budget.
I gotta save money, bro. It doesn't matter what you got, man. Say 5 days at the $250, that's $12.50. Hey, so I pay food for him. I put the gas in the car. And yeah, I get a good deal.
Maybe it's going to cost you more this way. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We never know exactly.
Well, now last time we spoke, we had a great interview, and we talked a lot about your documentaries, and we spoke to Michael Madsen. What a pleasure that was. And of course, we just saw online. I saw online that Mr. Chuck Zito, you had a nice little thing going on out there on the West Coast with Chuck, and that looked very, very cool. And tell us all about it. What's going on? What's new?
Got another distributor that's much better for me, and it's a 2-year term. It's only France, US, and Canada, so I still have a little bit of room to play with other countries and see what I can do to make this deal the best possible. So that's what happened when we kind of spoken last time in our last interview. And then in the meantime, I finished the Chuck Zito documentary, and it went very well. We had a premiere in LA. It was at the Chinese Theater. And then Mr. Chuck called his best friend, one of his best friend, aka the president, and we ended up doing a screening at Mar-a-Lago. And that was quite impressive to do a screening there.
Now,
I mean, it's a beautiful.
Dominique, I got to ask you a personal question. You're naturalized, right? I don't want you to get in trouble.
Oh, yeah. I'm a full American citizen. I love the country. I've been living here for, I would say, 30. I came here in 1990. What is it, 24 years?
All right. You got to be careful.
34, 34, whatever it is. It was very, very impressive place. I mean, you're talking about golden floors, and he loves gold. The president loves gold, man, and I kind of like it too. Say, oh, this is good. It's so nice that you're afraid of scratching something. That you're walking on like some gold tiles, and the things are all gold. Everything is gold. The chairs where the people sat were like gold painted or gold whatever. It was all full of gold,
So if that were my place, I would have everybody wear the little footsies, the little things they put on your feet when you go.
Oh, man. Honestly, listen, I grew up in France. I've seen some chateaus, I've walked on some nice places. Obviously, the architecture is not the same because Europe is, 5,000 year old, and US is 400, 300, when you count everything. So it's quite impressive the way it's been built. Though. I mean, he likes nice stuff, man.
Take us back. So we're going to cover a couple of different projects. And by the way, I mean, if you have anybody's watching, make sure that you're following Dominique. You'll see in the description his links. So make sure you're following him online and support his projects. Speaking of which, going back to Michael Madsen. Now, what a magnificent interview that was, and I appreciate you so much for putting it together. And what a great time. Now, you met a lot of great people during that period. I mean, Quentin Tarantino, who I'm a big fan of, and Travolta, and a lot of these different people. What are some of the lessons that you learned being face-to-face, one-on-one with a lot of these different big personalities, filmmakers, actors? What did you learn from that experience?
I think, the thing that I've learned the most, and I'm also older, when you get older, you get wiser and all that. So that comes also in the mix. I think if you're yourself and you're a nice person and you don't have an agenda, you get stuff done, because some people, they say, well, I'm gonna meet Tarantino for 2 hours, and then maybe after the interview, oh, maybe I can talk to him about my next project or something. No, don't go that route. You're meeting big people, meet them, enjoy the moment. They're very well established. They worked hard to be where they are. Enjoy the moment, meet with them, and then do the work that's supposed to do with them. And that's it. And if they like you and if they think you have a potential to do something, they'll get to you. It's you get chosen. It's the way it works. And if it's not, it's not. But that's what I would tell to people. Don't have a personal agenda. Just be yourself, be nice, do your job, and then leave.
Yeah, I noticed that even intuitively, like when I was working out there in Beverly Hills, I knew, don't be like fanboy, don't be like, oh my god, I loved you, you did that. They get that all the time. You don't want to do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of impressive. I mean, at any age that you meet someone, people. I mean, it's not only Tarantino that's great. I mean, you're talking about Ron Perlman, you're talking about Travolta, you're talking about Daryl Anna, who those people are iconic people. They made big movies. So yeah, when you see them in front of you, you say, "Oh my God!" I mean, they're in front of you, and you're actually interviewing them. So yeah, you acknowledge that, you give them the proper respect. You have the right to be a fan because it is what it is, and those people were fans of other people when they started to. I'm sure if Quentin Tarantino sees Sergio Leone, it'll be like me seeing Quentin. You know what I'm saying? There's that part too. You acknowledge it, and after that, you just do your work. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
everybody's influenced by some
Yeah,
precedent, by
yeah,
some former
absolutely.
generation.
Yes, absolutely. The way I like Quentin and Travolta, I am sure that Quentin probably liked a lot Sergio Leone and probably Steve McQueen, and Travolta probably liked Paul Newman. We don't know, everybody's a fan of someone,
Right.
But again, you don't do it too much because at the end of the day, you're there for a job, and my job was to direct the Michael Madsen documentary, and that's what I was there to do.
And you did a great job. And now, boom, here we go. We have distribution. You have three major.
Yeah.
You have three major territories. I like the fact that you strategically left some room, some open endedness, so this way you can maneuver in some of those other territories out there. But you've left enough where you're in control. I think that's a great move you made
Well,
right there.
I would have loved to have a great deal signed by Warner Brothers, and they take your film, they give you a check, and then after that, they got all the power in the world to put that everywhere in the world. Unfortunately, you have a documentary; it's not a feature film, and Warner Brothers a different level. So at that point, I was about to sign with that distributor, and in the paper, it wasn't making any sense because for 10 years I pretty much gave all the rights away. So I say, wait a second, why am I doing that? What happens if this thing becomes good and I want to use it for something else? And now I found a 2-year deal, and then I'll do more of those and see how it goes. And I think that's better for a filmmaker not to give away your film just like that.
And it's a very good lesson to be learned for a lot of the young filmmakers, people that are just starting out, the newbies as we call them, because it's very good and very strong for you to have that discernment where you're not afraid to walk away from a deal if you know it's not a good deal for you. I think that takes a lot of courage.
What I say is, if you like your product, don't give it away easily. Don't think about the premiere and the red carpet, and they're gonna do a party for you, and you're gonna be on 2, 3 articles. Yeah, that's fun, but that's like one night or 2 nights. After you're done that, and suddenly, the article on your streaming medias goes away, and your premiere is gone, then your movie's gone.
And
So
unfortunately, there's a very interesting quote that I'm a fan of Eric von Stroheim, which is, back in the day, a lot of people may not remember, but he was a director back in the silent era. He was back with Gloria Swanson and a lot of the old actors from back in the day. And he said that in France, if you make one great movie, they'll remember you for life and they'll respect you for life. But in America, in Hollywood, you're only as good as what you did last month.
Yeah, I mean anything. And plus, what happened if you sign for 10 years, 10-year deal, and then suddenly a guy in Italy sees the product and says, "Oh man, I'd like to put it on a national TV in Italy. I'll make a deal with you." "Oh, sorry, dude, I just signed with those guys." And then, with the accounting that they have, you never see who gets paid, how the money goes to you, and somehow, you don't have any control, and it's fine not to have control, but at least try to gain some of it.
Yeah.
And by not giving away everything, you still have the film. Like tomorrow, Italy or Spain or Japan can contact me and say, "Hey, we'd like to have this documentary in our network." "Oh, sure, hey, here we go. I'll do it."
And it's beautiful to have that option. And that's an important lesson too, because you got to watch, when you make these distribution deals, the film could make $1 million throughout the territories, but then their expenses might be
Oh yeah.
1.2 million, and you're still
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah. The thing that I've learned, and not through that one because I didn't do it, but as filmmakers talk to each other, and there's a lot of discussion between filmmakers. We have our network, and hey, did you sell this movie to those guys? Again, I'm not gonna mention any name because I don't want to bring people down or up. I don't care. I'm just giving the information. But before signing, I called people, say, "Hey, did you sell a movie to them?" I say, "Yeah, yes, I did sign. Did you see any money?" "Ah, I saw zero." I mean, the guy even showed me a check with the distribution company check on it, and the number of the check was 00.
Wow.
He received the check with $0 in it. And I said, "Wait a second, that makes no sense. Why would you receive a check with $0? You just don't send it." But then, I kind of realized, I say, by law, they have to send you something, making sure that with their own contract, that every 3 months, they send you something proving that, hey, we sent you a check. We don't know what's in it, but we did send you something. And that's the thing. So, the problem with this whole business is you have absolutely no control on where your film is going. You could sign a document for 10 years, and one of the clauses says, "By the way, we also have the right to resell your project to another company," and so on. So you sign with one guy, and suddenly your movie's been sold to another guy, repackaged to another guy, to another company. You never see, and at the end, you can never track where this thing goes. And then your movie could end up into some weird, websites promoting gambling. And oh yeah, if you sign for our gambling site here at 19.99 a month, you get a free movie every month. "Oh, we have this one for you this month." You don't know where it goes. Again, I'm not. I don't like to trash things, but this is not from me, man. This is filmmaker talking that lost a lot. And so you accumulate all the information and you make the decision. The decision that makes the best sense for yourself.
So basically, it's not easy being a filmmaker. But regardless, switching gears for a minute now, Dominique, because I want to wrap it up soon. But tell me about some of your experiences with some of those people, those celebrities that you met with when you were doing the documentaries. Any really cool stories? Anybody that stood out, or anything that might have stood out in during that experience?
Oh man, I mean, all of them were great because you do the interview, and then as you go to the interview, you start talking about other things, and it's hard. For example, the interview with John Travolta was fantastic. They were all fantastic, but the one with Travolta was so cool because he's a very passionate pilot, and we were talking about flying and all that, and then he came in for the interview, and he told us, "I don't have much time. I got to fly back to Australia for a film." And oh, cool. You know what, Mr. Travolta, if you give us 20 minutes, we're even happy. And he goes, no, I'll give you more. We can do 2 hours, but it cannot go more than that. And I said, are you kidding me? 2 hours? Are you kidding me? That's more than what we need. And so we did an interview. But he said, yeah, because I got to fly to Australia right away. And I go, wow. And we figure out that he's actually flying his own plane to Australia. He's actually flying it. He's not taking a plane to go to Australia. He was actually flying his own plane, and they were refueling it in Van Nuys, which was close enough. We did the interview in Brentwood, and the plane was in Van Nuys. So he said, "Yeah, I gotta go to Van Nuys, get my plane, and then leave." So that was wow, that's pretty cool, man. You go on set with your own plane.
Probably cost effective too.
Yeah, it was costly. But yeah, he told us the gas is very expensive, by the way. The story with the plane, he explained us everything about how much it cost and all the fees involved to fly your own plane. But and then with Quentin, it was pretty cool because we finished the interview, and he's a passionate filmmaker. I'm a passionate filmmaker, and we start talking about film, and we spoke about the Eightful Eight, about how the scenario was made, where suddenly in Act 3, the younger actor popped up in a scene, and we were talking about a few things like that, and same thing with William Baldwin. We were talking about a few things about filmmaking. Daryl Anna, same thing. The beauty of working with Tarantino and her and Michael Madsen. I mean, those interviews they became more than a documentary. They became like so much learning from those big people.
That's fantastic. Now, Dominique, we're going to let you go because I know you're a busy guy, but I just want to let everybody know again, please, if you haven't, please make sure you follow Dominique. He's on Instagram, he's on social media. And we have American Badass with Michael Madsen, great documentary. We want to watch that. Any last words, Dominique? Do you want to tell everybody how they could find you in addition, or how can they watch the
Well, we're going to have American Badass on Amazon Prime and on iTunes, I believe. Those are the two platforms. And we're going to price it down at $3.99, which is the price of a cup of coffee. So, if you like to watch a great documentary and seeing some very big people in it that talk about film and have a nice story, to watch a nice story about Michael Madsen, I think it's worth it. So it'll be there soon.
Absolutely. And I encourage everybody, please, again, like you said, a cup of coffee. I mean, let's support. It's not just about supporting great filmmakers, independent filmmakers. It's a great quality piece of work here. And so I encourage everyone, I will. And again, Dominique, we invite you back, talk about Chuck Zito next time. Maybe we can bring him on as well. And for now, you've been watching Vinny Presents. Please subscribe. Please support Dominique. And until next time, we will see you again. Thank you very much, Dominique. We'll see you next time.
Grazie.
Grazie, ci vediamo. Ciao.